The day is Thursday, the 23rd of October, 2025. Let's do the crossword. Okay, areas of development. That could be any number of things. Should we informally? Should we informally? Shall we? Do you wanna? Could it be wanna? Maybe that would be quite informal. Call her daddy podcast host Cooper. I don't know what that podcast is. I'm not aware of someone called Cooper who is a podcaster. Might get rid of wanna for now, just in case. Because areas of development beginning with W, I'm not really sure. Development could mean, goodness, it could mean any number of things. So it could mean software development, it could mean construction. Yeah, I'm not too sure. AL East athlete. So American League East, is this a baseball thing perhaps? So who's in the AL East? Yankees maybe? Could it be Yankee? Yeah, okay, it might be, because then activist Erin Brockovich, played by Julia Roberts in a fantastic film. Okay, great. Oh, I'm surprised that worked. Areas of development, still not sure about that one. It's an affront. It's an affront. So something that could be an affront, so someone's like rude if they make a joke in bad taste, or they don't comport with etiquette, or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. All right, what about Helvetica-like typeface? See, I would have thought Arial, it might still be, actually. Arial, I think, is similar to Helvetica. They're both sans serif. I mean, to be fair, I only had the E here for Aaron, so it might still not be the Yankees. So then AL East, Blue Jays, Red Sox. No. Yeah, not too sure. But I feel more comfortable with Ariel than I did with Yankee. So I'll leave that for now. So an affront then could be a slur, actually. So if someone says a slur, that would be quite, yeah, that certainly would be an affront. Okay. Reporters often carry them. So they carry like notepads, I would think. Notepads does fit. Oh, goodness. But then slur wouldn't fit, would it? Slap. I mean, interesting. Stealthiest of stealthy warriors. Would this one help? Because I feel like something ninja, right? Ninja? Maybe? Some type of ninja? Could it be? And then something Nicholas. Channel Islands. This is probably San something rather than N something. Or, yeah, I think it would be San. And then words of denial beginning with N makes sense. This is quite tricky. Worst possible Amazon rating. So I think that would be 1 star. I don't think you're allowed to go down to 0. So that helps with, well, it was always going to be something ending with S, I suppose. And what does that mean for 24 across? Words of denial. With a T there. I mean, it could just be not, not, and then pluralized, perhaps. Classic Camaros. Not too sure about that one. I don't know my American cars of that generation. Case opener. All rise? No. I feel like it might be something to do with something that occurs in a court of law, but I'm not sure what at this point. All right, Prez on a US coin. It's also highlighting 37 down for me. Prez 2 decades after this one. Okay, I'm not sure why that would help. So president on a US coin, I mean, there's Abe Lincoln, perhaps. Could be simply that. Punch in the stomach sounds. Punch in the stomach. Oof, I would think. Okay, well, so it might not be, I don't think it is Abe, because the button to hit after accidentally deleting an entire manuscript would be undo. So who would then be the president on a US coin? I don't have to hand any US coins. Could it be FDR, maybe? Franklin Delano Roosevelt, perhaps? And then, okay, yeah, punch in the stomach sounds oofs. So I was on the right track there. Slugger Sammy Sosa, I believe, is the famous baseball player. One up then would be outdo. Okay, great. Bit of progress being made here finally. Reporters often carry them, so maybe it is notepads then, because ADS we had, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. Stealthiest of stealthy warriors, ending in STERS. Nothing comes to mind. It's an affront, a slip. I mean, that seems a bit not so convincing to me. Peninsula south of California. That would be what, Baja, right? Calexico, right. The Mexican part of California, Calexico. That makes sense. So this could be, I mean, if it ends in X, I feel like it must be Alex, right? Alex Cooper. And then moneymaker, something that makes money. Ordinarily, I would think something like ATM, moneymaker. Not too sure. AL East. Oh, Oriole, right? Yes. So the Baltimore Orioles. That makes sense. Great. Should we? Maybe it was. Maybe it was Warner. Perhaps, but this somehow makes me more confused. Stealthiest of stealthy warriors. I mean, there is a circled letter here, so there could be some interesting theming happening that I'm not quite aware of yet. But NI something SCER, nothing really comes to mind. And then areas of development, yeah, still not quite sure. All right, I'll just have to come back to that. Location that requires tickets for checking out, but not checking in. Checking out, but not checking in. When would that be the case? And you need a ticket for it. No, I don't know. Didn't mean to offend you. I mean, no offense or no shade, maybe? No shade? That could be it. Does that help with this location that requires tickets for checking out? Cool room for some reason? I don't know why that would require tickets. No, so because this must be beginning with USM or A. USMA. United States. MA? I'm not sure. If it was MC, then I would think United States Marine Corps, but USMA, I don't know. United States. I'm sure it's one of those either M or A that would go in here. Okay. Let's see. 1887 drama on which a Puccini opera is based. So Puccini opera, there is one called Tosca, so maybe there was a play that had a slightly different name. Not sure. Might leave that for now. Star of NBC's The Blacklist. I don't know what that is. Difference between a B and a C, perhaps. Half note, perhaps. That could be it. Classic Kamara, still not sure. Accounts, tales, maybe? Tales, recounting something, or an account of an event. And then, okay, control, could it be control something? Control, doesn't quite work, I don't think. No, it wouldn't be N because it's part of USMA. So coat room. Okay, yes, to check out your coat, you need to provide them with a ticket. That makes a lot of sense. So USMA Military Academy, maybe? ACAD, then, being the A? Maybe. Okay, I'll leave that in. Let's see, I'll answer all your questions online. So this would be an Ask Me Anything popularized on Reddit. Composers' Rights org. I'm not sure. I imagine something to do with copyright. Composers' rights. So it could be composers, could be singer-songwriters, bands, that sort of thing, rather than just classical music composers. Yeah, I'm not too sure. All right, Prez 2 decades after FDR. So who's around, I guess, in the 60s would be JFK. LBJ. See, LBJ I'm feeling better about because La Tosca makes a lot more sense. Yes, that's an Italian kind of construct. Okay, cool. Star of NBC's The Blacklist. See, I would think actually James Spader. Now, I don't. If it is, then what does that mean? There must be a rebus happening in this, in here. So if it is James Spader, which I don't know that it is, but it might be. Then James Mess. Okay. Sight of a huge annual crowd. So if it is Mess, maybe it's... I'm not really sure. This is a bit... So because Calexico I feel pretty solid on, I don't think it would be something else. Interesting. Interesting. Look, I'll just have to come back to that. I'm feeling okay with this James Spader, though. And I suspect maybe on the down it's just the M. So it would be T something M rather than T something mess. I think. But I'm not sure. No. Yeah, I'm not sure. Bit of food for a hamster. I'm not really sure what hamsters eat. Do they eat peanuts? Maybe? Could be. Checkers move. Do you mate in checkers? I don't know that you do. You can queen, you can... No, I'm not sure. River through Kazakhstan? Geez, I really don't know. I might get rid of peanut, just... I don't want to throw myself off too much. River through Kazakhstan, no. Little more than... no. Product with a cakesters variety. I have no idea. Side of huge annual crowd. Yeah, no, I don't know. All right, I'll have to come back to that. Said angrily. Said angrily, so maybe swore or raged or... No, nothing immediately comes to mind. Okay, sports craze of the 2020s as seen 3 times in this grid. Sports craze of the 2020s, I think, like pickleball or paddle, maybe? Could it be scorigami? Not sure. Because mess, I mean, what could mess mean here? What does that have to do with sports? Mess. No, I'm really not sure. Mess in a circle. No. All right, I'll have to come back. So Spec in La Seine would be, I guess, an island in the River Seine. So Ile is how they say island in French, I'm pretty sure. Thomas Hardy heroine who's described as a pure woman. I don't know who Thomas Hardy is. Ingredient in some mouthwashes. Could they contain aloe? I feel like it wouldn't be a crossword without aloe. So maybe I'll leave that in. Certain salad veggies. Kales, maybe? Kales? Could be. And then, could it be Tess? Tess of the something. Dupervilles, I want to say. Could be. And then paintings on plaster would be frescoes. Cool. Okay, Tess I'm feeling better about. So then said angrily. Said angrily. No, I'm not really sure. Okay. Sports craze. Okay, pickleball doesn't fit, unfortunately. Well, it could. What if this is K? Certain salad veggies. Could be cukes then, cucumbers. So maybe it is pickleball. Okay, if it's pickleball, then what's happening here? Oh goodness, I felt so good about getting James Spader, but I suppose I didn't know. But it's just that everything else fits. AMA, LBJ, No Shade, Academy. I mean, I don't fully know that, but it would make sense. And then accounts, frescoes. Pickleball, what does that have to do with mess? As seen 3 times in this grid. Goodness me, no, I'm not sure. Where Rudolph could first be seen in 2000 for short. Could it be SNL? Oh, Maya Rudolph, right? Not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Brief moments then being sex makes sense. Cook outside, sunbake? Suntan? Sun something. Sun... Okay, I think it's B because Lou Bega wrote and performed Mambo number 5. Wheel connectors would be axles. Great. High place to view a high art. Could it be an opera box or something like that? I've got an E here, but I suppose I don't know that that's an E, but something box for sure. Okay, and then a clay being of Jewish folklore would be a golem. Great. Command posts would be helms. Oh, sunbathe is cook outside. Right. And then Rosh Hashanah. Let's see. Ashley Simpson would be the musical sister of Jessica Simpson. TV's warrior princess would be Xena. And what have we got here? Some, not all. Sure. So I think it is opera box, and it's not half note. It might be half step then. Half step. That makes a bit more sense. So we've got opera box as the high place to view a high art. Set of notches in a dictionary. Set of notches in a dictionary. I would have thought appendix or something along those lines, but that doesn't, I mean, not really. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, not sure. Best ever, informally. No, I don't know. Classic Kamaras. No, still don't know. Case opener, I haven't made any progress there. Neither's partner could be nor. Common fixtures over fireplaces. Over fireplaces. TVs, people do put their TVs above their fireplace, which they certainly shouldn't do. End of a municipal address then would be gov.gov. Case opener. Still not sure. Things open before passengers exit an aircraft. The doors, I would think. So now we do have a circle here, so there could be something odd. So, but I mean D, something doors. I mean exit doors or aeroplane doors, the doors. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Not really sure. But whatever it is, it will end in D. Whatever goes in there. Okay, case opener, still nothing. He's just not that into you as a film and book, I think. Set of notches in a dictionary. No. I'm not aware of notches being in a dictionary. None of the dictionaries I have notches in them. All right, Warren Beatty film based on 10 Days That Shook the World. This would be Reds, based on, yes, that, well, that book, but also set during the October Revolution of 1917. So figures on DraftKings or FanDuel. So these are betting sites. So I'm guessing it's odds. And then put forward, not sure, genre for Blackpink and Stray Kids. So Blackpink I've heard of, and they are a K-pop group. I haven't heard of Stray Kids. Put forward then Post, maybe? Post? Does that make sense? Could do. I'm not aware of this international footwear retailer based in Quebec. What about this one? Holder of the NBA's career points record before LeBron passed him in 2023. Kyrie? Is there someone called Kyrie? I'm not sure. I don't know my basketball, unfortunately. Okay, what about this one? You've overstayed your welcome. Please go. Yes. Makes sense. So could this be Aldo, I wonder? ALDO? I'm not really aware of it, but it could be. Relaxed, at ease, I would think, in which case put forward is pose, so like posing a question, at ease, being relaxed. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right. Set of notches in a dictionary. It feels like it should be the something. So I'll put an E there for now. And then case opener, still not really sure. Still not really sure. Case opener. Ablement. Case opener. No, I don't know. Odd. All right. Still not sure about these classic Camaros or best ever. Informally, best ever. It is a hoot. It's a hoot. Could it be? Could be a hoot. And that's not really the best ever, though, is it? The most. It's the most. Maybe. But then armament or case opener. I got rid of the E here because I guess I don't know. I really don't know what the answer to this is. Set of notches in a dictionary. So Xena Warrior Princess. I'm like fairly certain that that's the case. But so then it must be something ending in X, EX, and something beginning with TH. I don't know what that could be. Okay, what about here? So things open before passengers exit an aircraft. If it is most, so then this is an S. Things open, so it must be a vowel, I suppose, if it's before an S. I see doors, os. Well, I suppose it might not be the most. Yes. Oh, that's tricky. That is quite tricky. All right, maybe I'll have better luck down here. Bit of food for a hamster. I mean, I had peanut there before. Could still be peanut. Little more than. So a sou, maybe? As in a very small amount? This seems like a stretch, but I mean, something ending in U. There's not much that ends in U. The river through Kazakhstan. I have no idea. Units equal to roughly a quarter of a calorie. Joule, could it be? Wait, where am I? Here. Units. It could be joules, actually, so then it wouldn't be peanut. It might not be a sou, because calories and joules both measure energy. Oh, and then said angrily is spat. Yes, I spat it out in anger. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, done in geometry class could be QED. Okay, quaderat demonstratum. Thus it is proven. Okay, mess. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. What do we have here? So QU, I feel good about that. T something, composers rights org. I don't know. Especially, I mean, my first thought was like the Hajj. Like people go to Mecca and they go there once a year during Ramadan, I suppose. But then if it is Q, then it would be something like the Kaaba, which it wouldn't be QU. I'll need to come back to that. Product with a cake says right. Could it be Oreo? I mean, when in doubt, it's probably Oreo. Knowing the New York Times crossword, they do love an Oreo. Checkers move then? Checkers move. Checkers move. Okay, so checkers I assumed was like the board game. So chess checkers. But it could mean someone that checks something. And when they move, when they're checking, they do something beginning with J. And I'm not sure what that something is. Okay. So troubadour, for example. Troubadour. So it's kind of like a bard, I thought, or some traveling performer, something along those lines. Troubadour. I mean, I guess it must be Oreo. I mean, if it begins with O, and Jules I'm 100% sold on, it must be Oreo. Oreo cakesters, whatever the heck that means. I have no idea. Bit of food for a hamster. Could it be a pellet? Okay, you could feed your hamster pellets of food. Is it the Ural Sea? Is that such a thing? I've heard of the Ural Mountains. I've heard of the Aral Sea. Ural River, though. Aral River? Aral or Ural? What if it's RAL? What does that do for me? Especially with this one. Sight of a huge annual crowd. Something quake? Could it be a quake? I don't know why it would be quake. Little more than could be mere. Mere, actually. So square. Times Square. Times Square. Okay, great. Times Square, James Spader. Okay, so people do go to Times Square once a year for the New Year's. Troubadour, then. No, goodness, I have no idea. Arrol. So if it's Arrol, checkers move. Jam. No, I don't know what's going on here anymore. So Times Square, I feel good about. Oreo, I feel reasonably good about. Little more than being mere. Checkers move. Jump, right. Oh, a troubadour is a poet, yes. Okay, so it was Ural rather than Aral. So Ural mountain, Ural river. So checkers move, yes, they jump to capture your enemy's piece. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got Times Square, James Spader, mess. I really don't know what mess has to do with pickleball. Is that Maybe that's just a term that they use in that sport that I've just never heard of. Could be. And what does that mean then for Calexico? Because here we've got a rebus. So I have to assume that this is also a rebus. Notepads, I'm pretty good about. I don't know that it's Alex, but it kind of makes sense. Aaron Brockovich, 100%. Coat, room, I don't know that it's room, but it's certainly coat. La Tosca, yes. So something ending in Mexico, I think. Oh, it's just Baja, Mexico. It's just Baja, Mexico. I was overthinking it. Baja, Mexico, colloquially. I mean, is it? Oh, I suppose it's Baja, California. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so it was Ninja, rather. So Ninja Masters. Great. Is an affront, maybe a slap. And then Moneymaker Minter. Oh, areas of development. Wombs. Wombs developing in utero. Okay. Ariel, yes. Great, great, great. Great, great. Feeling good about that. So mess and jam again, terms of art, I assume to do with pickleball that I'm just not familiar with. I feel like this would be so much easier if I played. Best ever informally. Still, I mean, I had most. I had Hoot. Best ever. What could it be? So is this an O? What if that's an O? It's like foot. Hoot? I mean, that's what I had before, hoot. But I don't know that any other word kind of makes sense. Best ever. No. And this one, I'm not sure why this is really doing me in. Set of notches in a dictionary. The, I mean, it must be the, right? Must it be? And then case opener, I just have no idea. 1 star, must be 1 star, so this must be an A. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, yes, that makes sense. I don't know that for a fact, but it does make sense as an answer. Please go, neither nor, TVs, okay. Case opener, so I mean briefcase opener, but that doesn't quite make sense. Case opener, I feel, must refer to a legal case, legal proceedings. I don't have a lot of familiarity with legal proceedings. Annulment, adjournment. Amusement. There's so many possible alternatives here. What else could case mean? Something that can be opened. A case that can be opened. A briefcase, a suitcase. But something ending in M-E-T suggests, M-E-N-T rather, suggests otherwise. That it's not like luggage that we're talking about here. All right, I'll need to keep pondering that one. Classic Camaros. Okay, I might have to really dig deep into my memory here to try to pull something out. Camaro. S-T-O something. S-T, stop, stoms. Soups. Okay, what if it is a vowel? I don't know if it could be a vowel. So I can rule out, oops, I think, rule out vowels from here. Okay. Classic Camaros. Score. What if it's an R? And then things opened before passengers. Could it be rear doors? If it's rear doors, odd. No, I don't like that. What are they called? The doors. I mean, I just think of them as the plane doors, the exit doors, the cabin doors. Could it be cabin doors? Cabin doors? Okay, then something index. Okay, maybe it is cabin. Okay. Best ever would be the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Great. Okay, cabin doors. And then index, something index. Thumb index. Okay, case opener would be your argument. Okay, and so it's not, I don't think, because SROCS doesn't make sense to me. but I'm not sure what else it could be, actually. S rocks. I think I've heard of T rocks or I rocks. Oh, not I. Okay, got there in the end. Excellent. How did I do? 29 minutes and 47 seconds. That's pretty long for a Thursday, I gotta say. And I think I did get held up by the fact that I have never played pickleball, I've never watched pickleball. I'm really only aware of it as a concept, so I don't know what bind or mess or jam mean. So they didn't really come naturally. But there were a few very, very tricky ones, and some Americanisms that were tricky. IROX in particular was a tough one. Cabin doors, I felt it was very satisfying to be able to finally figure that one out. And James Spader helped me a lot over here. Great. Okay, 29 minutes, 47 seconds. That is Thursday, October 23rd, 2025.